Joining me today in the studio to discuss ISIS's recruitment of Arab Israelis is Ariel Koch, a researcher at the Moshe Dayan Center at Tel Aviv University. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening.
So let's start with the general question. How common of an issue is this, Arab Israelis joining ISIS?
First, we know about tens Israelis, something like 60 Israelis who joined ISIS, whether in Sinai Peninsula or in Syria and Iraq. We know about something like 100 Israelis who got arrested by the Shin Bet here in Israel. And we know that the idea, the religious ideology of ISIS is spreading among Arab Israelis.
Interesting. So talk to us a little bit about what attracts Arab Israelis to ISIS, or the Arab Israelis who have tried to join ISIS?
First and foremost, we can see that the dissatisfaction with movements like Hamas, such as Hamas, bring other Israelis, Arabs, extremists to join ISIS and or Al Qaeda. And furthermore, we can see that the pan-Islamism, the idea of revival, the caliphate, the ancient caliphate, is still strong among many Arabs here.
When you say, that this pan-Islamism and people are really getting more attracted to ISIS ideologies, are you speaking of Arab Israelis within Israel proper, or Gaza, the Palestinian Authorities, or both equally?
I'm talking only about Arab Israelis, I mean Israeli citizens.
Right.
In the Gaza Strip, we have other problems because of the Hamas regime, which is, he don't like the idea of others who might take control in the Gaza Strip.
Now, how is ISIS able to get in contact with these, Arab Israelis who are interested in joining their so-called movement?
Exactly like in Europe or in the US or in Australia or the Philippines. I mean, via the social networks, Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, nowadays mainly Telegram. And it's much easier, it's cheap, and anyone can get in touch with any other person all over the world.
Now, are there any projections as to how much of an issue this is? I mean, we know the number, you said it was 60, around 60. Is this going to be a growing issue? Is this something that, the Israeli government sees increasing in the future?
It is an increasing problem, and we can see because year after year, there are more people who got arrested by the Shin Bet and Israeli forces.
What is Israel doing to combat this issue and try to, nip it at its bud?
First, we must monitor, and I think that the Shin Bet is doing it very fine, very well. And we need to monitor their communication. We need to monitor Telegram channels, Twitter channels, etc. And secondly, we need to fight with education. We need to spread the idea that this kind of ideology is wrong, and it's bring disaster mostly for Muslim people all over the world.
Now, what is Hamas's relationship or, opinion about ISIS as a whole?
ISIS and Hamas are rivals. I mean, they disagree upon many subjects. For example, the idea of nationality. Hamas speaks about building an Islamic state, but in Palestine. And ISIS, on the other hand, speaking about worldwide caliphate, and it's forbid the idea of nationalism and the idea of the state in general.
Interesting. Well, I think we just are all hoping here that there's going to be something done to combat this issue, and hopefully these numbers are not going to grow. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.